All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Hello, everybody. What a weekend. Oh, man. Southeast Game Exchange 2025. What can we say? Worth it? Sure. Goated? Yeah. A lot of cool people? Absolutely. Such a good time. Man, I didn't expect like going all the way out there was actually going to be like worth it, but it ended up being 1,000% worth it. So I'm really glad we were able to make it out there. But we have some things to talk about. So, let's see, where do we start? So first things first, just a general rule of thumb that we like to do on the channel is we're going to talk about what we're going to try to attempt to repair today. We have a few controllers that are going to be getting upgraded. And there is a PS5 that is being worked on behind the scenes. And that is a hint to something that's going to be kind of crazy in a little bit. We actually have a pack member that has joined the team. That's insane to say. Having someone on our team right now. He's actually working behind the scenes. I told him we're gonna go through a probation period before I announce him to the stream, but he's definitely back there working. He's a good dude. So glad I was able to find him. So that'll be interesting. That'll help me speed up on getting work orders accomplished and completed, and also get someone up to speed, and, you know, get them in the whole world of like electronic repair, especially with video game consoles. So that's cool. Beyond that, let's see. So we have a Nintendo 3DS to be working on. In fact, I'm going to text the person it belongs to now, actually, because they were very interested in watching. All right, and done. That easy. Other than that, further updates. Yeah, Southeast Game Exchange, man. It was amazing. Like, absolutely worth it. Like, I think in the future, I definitely want to try to make my way out there again. I know it's like, it's a hike for me being from Florida and it's all the way in Greenville, South Carolina, but it was so worth it. People I got to meet, the connections made, like, I think it's just going to be a great time. Really looking forward to doing that again, and also going to more conventions locally as well. Here, let's go over to the overhead cam. I want to talk about a few things that I have on the workbench. So from Southeast Game Exchange, they had this cool like event guide. I thought that was really cool, so I wanted to take one. I didn't even use it while I was there. Yo, what's up, Nando? How you doing, man? Welcome. Appreciate you stopping by the stream. Yeah, we're just doing the recap now. We're going to be talking about like how it was at Southeast Game Exchange and whatnot. Okay, cool. So I still haven't like reassembled my workbench, but this is easy. I figure I could do it on stream anyway. It's just one of my soldering irons. The one I actually brought with me, which is one of the highlights of the trip. I actually was soldering in my hotel room. I was like, I don't know many people who do that. But I can say I'm one of them. So that was cool. It was actually a simple job just to replace the save data, like the save battery in a copy of Pokemon Crystal for hashtag or at GameCube Galaxy. He's definitely someone, he's like goated in my book. Looking forward to like his recap of Southeast Game Exchange. Knowing him, I know he's working on a video. So when that releases, that's gonna be really cool to watch. Alright, let's get this hooked up. But I know we haven't streamed in a little while because of all the traveling. But it's nice to actually be back at my workbench, getting some repairs done. Funny enough, right? Of course, when I'm not home and I'm not in town, I was getting so many calls for repairs, and I'm just like, ugh. It's like, I'm not in town. Like, I can't schedule anything right now. And a lot of people were understanding, so that was really nice. But I was just like, of course it has to happen when I'm not there. That's usually how life goes, though. But good thing I have, like, a system for onboarding new customers. That makes it pretty straightforward and easy to accomplish, so that's nice. Hey, Stan the Man with the sub. What's up, man? Wagwan brethren, how you doing? Dang, Prime sub for 4 months? Basically, that's the longest I've been streaming. This man's been subbed for basically as long as I've been streaming. A real one. Thanks, Dan. How y'all been? I know I haven't streamed in a little while. Curious to see how y'all been doing. Alright, let's get these little baggies out the way. Yeah, I made sure to like pack enough Kimtech wipes and things for cleaning. But it was such a good trip. I highly recommend anybody who's interested in video games, like truly, just to go. We chillin'? That's what's up. Definitely worth it. It's always nice to be in a space where everybody's kind of like-minded, and certain things, certain jokes, certain things you're gonna say, people just get it. Like you don't have to overthink it. It's like people just get the jokes. Like when I make a comment about like Sonic the Hedgehog, everybody there pretty much gets it, which is nice. Or any video game for that matter. Definitely a lot of YouTubers there. There was quite a few people that like, you recognize from videos, and it's cool to actually see them in person, especially when they're like super down to earth. Like they're not like ridiculous, or because I've had experiences where I've gone to meet and greets and then the person's kind of like a butt, and it kind of ruins the whole experience a little bit. But thankfully that wasn't the case. Everybody was pretty down to earth, chill, just trying to have a good time. So you can always appreciate that. Ah man, I made like a memorabilia baggie, which is what this is. So it has like my weekend pass, which I'm gonna hang up on my lamp here shortly, and just leave it there. Maybe find a new spot for it in the future. But I just slapped my logo sticker that I had made on my badge. That way, it's my way of like low-key advertising the company, but also just getting the word out there. Like that is one of the reasons I went. I'm not gonna fake like say that I wasn't. I was definitely there to try to network and meet people, and just realistically see where I can be an asset to any companies in the area, or companies in the area, private collectors in the area, vendors, whatever. Any of my services could be of use to them. And I have this bag full of business cards and contact information that I'm gonna have to like go through and like reach out to these people and follow up with them, just so they I can remind them of who I am before they forget, so to speak. Just to be like, hey, it was me, I was that guy. So Pinky's Revenge. This is what I was thinking of doing, is like going through all of my stickers and contacts. Pinky's Revenge is like a really cool barcade with a nice VIP lounge in South Carolina. Really fun spot. And this sticker I'm gonna slap on my briefcase, so that way, I can always remember them. But we have some nice barcades locally, but Pinky's was definitely up there. They had a good selection of pinball machines, retro games, not too many modern games, definitely more retro stuff. The local spot I can think of around here in Melbourne that we have is Arcade Monsters, and they have more of a selection of more modern things. Oh yeah. So this is from Retro Raven. Cool people. I got to meet the owner, the manager, played them in Tekken at Pinky's. Played the manager really, or the owner really likes Blitz. He was playing with his coworker or his employee. That was pretty cool to watch. They were getting pretty hyped. Kenny, this is the boy. He followed me before I went out there, so it was cool to actually put a face to the name. Kenny has the game dungeon. Really cool what he does with the custom shells and custom things he does for consoles and controllers. I also got to meet his wife there. She's a yoga instructor, so that's pretty cool to meet both of them. A little dynamic duo. R&D Games, I'm gonna have to reach out to them. His name was... There was Fred, who was also in the same booth as R&D Games. I believe his name was Charles. Yeah, I'm pretty sure his name was Charles. Retro Rescue, yes. It's always nice to meet fellow console revivalists. So Justin was super cool to meet. Definitely gonna reach out to him. He was super open to collabing. He was telling me how he has a Discord as well. Mr. Game & Lounge. I don't remember the owner's name, but I do remember that he said he had the same hat I had that I was wearing at the time of meeting him. It's the hat with the bomb on it, so that was cool. Funny enough, my brain will remember details about someone more so than remembering a name. I don't know why that happens, but it happens. And I am going to slap a sticker on my microscope here. Can't believe I haven't done that yet. Too busy with all the festivities and getting travel arrangements taken care of. All Games Matter. They were a cool group. It's funny, one of the guys who worked for, with All Games Matter, he wasn't the owner, but he was a guy, I think his name was DJ. He's also from Florida, so that was cool to, meet a fellow Floridian. The Video Game Cavern. These guys, this shop was awesome. Here to drop a link, and we'll be tuning in on Friday, Saturday. Having a good night. Or have a good night, man. Hey, thank you, Corcel. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Appreciate you dropping a like. That reminds me, tell everybody to like and subscribe and all that stuff. Usually other guys get on my butt about that. Other viewers of the channel. But no, it was a really good convention, man. The Collectors Cove, they were really cool. And they were from North Carolina, so they traveled a little bit to get there. I have 2 of these cards. That's interesting. I'm gonna probably make a little a collage with these business cards and take a picture. Game Haven, another good one. So yeah, this project was really cool, and I'm hoping to work with them, do a collaboration with these guys. So Save the Machine is a initiative to try to save older electronics. I'm really hoping to work closely with them, because if they have something that maybe they're having a hard time repairing, it'd be really nice to work with them on that. Ooh, the Poor Gamer, really good, cool group. They were super chill to talk to. They're the ones that put me on game for a supplier, so hopefully I'll be able to do certain repairs that I've almost kind of stopped taking in, because it's been really difficult to find components. So really happy I spoke with them, and I just put myself out there to just talk with them. Oh, Gamer Aimer, yes. She's super cool in person, very chill. It was cool. I didn't really get to talk to her too much, but it was nice to, get to know her and introduce myself. So that was really cool. Oh yeah, these guys, I've seen these guys on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram. Secret Castle Toys and Games. It's a duo. They're very funny. They definitely try to make like meme-worthy videos, so that was cool. To introduce myself, I met the lady of the group. I didn't meet the guy. He was busy. So maybe next time if I'm ever out there in that area. Oh yeah, and funny enough, they had this sticker that says we don't do repairs, which was funny. Because I guess based on how they kind of ran their videos, people thought that they did repairs, but they don't actually. I guess there was confusion happening. The game store, and definitely gonna be reaching out to these guys. But it was just cool to be around a bunch of people that all do like similar things, all in the space. Poor Gamer, they were cool. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I didn't realize they had all these accolades. Voted best of South Carolina, that's pretty cool. Dang. They were actually one of the sponsors of the event, so that's pretty cool that they give back in that way to kind of promote the event and do things for the community. But yeah, this is definitely something that I'm gonna have to go through. It's just something I thought to do that would be cool to go over on stream, is all the business card and contacts that potentially were made. Another highlight, okay, let's switch back over to the Just Chatting cam. Another huge highlight of the trip. I actually already put it on the shelf, but I got to meet Grant Kirkup. What a guy, dude. Like, definitely humble, down to earth, cool dude. Like, honestly, I wish I could met him at like one of the lounges or breweries or something to just like chat with him for a while, because I had so many questions that I wanted to ask him. He's the guy who made like, let me see, Noteworthy Songs, that he helped with or had a hand with or did 100%, is 007 GoldenEye. The reason I had him, he's a composer, by the way, so he did the soundtrack of like 007. GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64. He worked for Rareware, big company, especially back in the Nintendo 64 era. The stuff they were able to fit on those cartridges still to this day blows my mind. Like, their games were always so grand, like Jet Force Gemini, GoldenEye, Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Tooie was stinking massive. Perfect Dark, bunch of games that they worked on. It's like they pushed the Nintendo 64 to its absolute limits, and they were just so good at coding on it. But yeah, I had him sign this Banjo-Kazooie Smash Brothers amiibo. One, because I'm a Smash Brothers player, and two, he helped to develop the soundtrack for that game. So, I mean, it was just cool to come around full circle to that, because me and my cousins, like, whenever I go to Ocala and hang with them, we literally listen to video game OSTs. That's what we listen to. Like, we'll listen to Banjo, Donkey Kong 64, GoldenEye, Mario Kart music, Final Fantasy music, Dragon Ball Z Budokai music, Budokai 1, 2, and 3. Those albums, fire. And that's just what we listen to, and it's always on in the background. So video game music is something that's very big to me. Honestly, if these things came out on vinyl, I would probably scoop them up like immediately. I know Grant worked on a reimagining of the Banjo-Kazooie OST, so that was cool. And I'm strongly considering next time I get to see him. I know he's gonna be in Tampa in like early August, so I'm gonna see about trying to go to that video game convention as well, a little more local, and try to meet up with him. Oh snap, my bad, Juan. I didn't know he did GoldenEye. Wow, yeah, he did the soundtrack for GoldenEye 007. And like the pause theme music that's like super memed right now because it slaps. Yeah, he's the one that made that. Where it's at, man. It's because it's pure entertainment, precisely. Nice to have you here, Juan. Glad you're here, man. But yeah, that trip, it literally lit a fire under me. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like the first day, you know, you're kind of warming up to like just going out there and talking to different vendors and different content creators. I definitely felt towards the end of day one that like, oh man, I just spent this much money, X amount of money to go get a ticket, get a hotel. Was it worth it? You know, and I'm like already second guessing the trip. But by Sunday, I was like, no, it was worth it. The fact that I got to meet Grant, get that signature, get his autograph, really speak to him, get to know him a little bit. I really like that more so than anything. I really like making the connections with certain people and like hearing, you know, how he felt about the Mario movie, not necessarily giving him credit for the DK rap, which he, you know, he was instrumental, no puns intended, in making. That was really cool. And just hearing, like, getting to know the person behind the name, right, and what they've accomplished. I like that more so than anything. And same for YouTubers as well, content creators. It was really cool to spend more time with Marcello, GameCube Galaxy, getting to meet Retro Wolf in person. That was really cool. Super cool dude. You get to see how behind the scenes, how they go about recording things, especially for events like this. Getting to meet all the vendors locally. Just a good time. Like, I don't know, I'm definitely going to be making a post soon, just talking about, like, doing a recap, but an Instagram post, and I'm also going to post to my other socials, just talking about the trip and sharing the pictures I have. Cosplay outfits, top tier. The cosplay that some people had, like, some people were, the ones I took pictures with, they were some Helldivers from the game Helldivers 2, so that was cool. For democracy. But no, that was fun to take pictures with them. There was like a Sonic in a full Sonic suit. That was cool. There was a Pikachu. There was a female version of Dante from Devil May Cry. There was a Smurfette. There was Master Chief. And that guy, I'm looking forward to posting that picture and tagging him because his work was phenomenal. Like, he looked definitely 100%. He got that thing down pat for Master Chief and the costume and the full cosplay for it. Darkside Obi-Wan said, how was Retro Wolf's accent up close? It's pretty country, right? Nothing against country, I might add. Actually, I didn't find it to be that country, but I've talked to some really southern country accent people. I feel like he definitely has a little accent, but not too bad. In fact, one of the guys who I was meeting up there, his name is Aaron. He's actually a viewer of the channel. He has more of an accent than I think Matt or Retro Wolf has. Oh snap! It's Clay. It's Clayticus. What's up, man? How you doing? There were some fantastic cosplays for sure. Oh yeah, the cosplays were top tier, and those are just the ones I can remember. Like, it was so many people, like, walking around, going from vendor to vendor. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. It's like an ADHD fever dream, man. Because there's so many cool things that you recognize that you've never got to see in person. Like, for example, one vendor, and it's funny, one of the workers at that vendor was from Florida. So when I said that, she was like, oh, snap, you're from Florida. Yeah, they had, like, the Call of Duty refrigerator that was like a pre-order bonus or part of the collector's edition. It goes for solid money now, but like, it's cool to see that in person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you see a copy of Earthbound with the player's guide in person. You see a copy of Pokemon Box or rare version variants of consoles, like Japanese exclusives. It's really cool, man. Like, if you in the space, care about the space, like it, it's just dope. And then, like, for example, with Clay, who I met there, super cool dude. He collects Sega 32X games, Game Boy Colors, and it was cool to talk to him and see how he was talking about, man, I want to pick up this game, and we were like discussing how he's gonna negotiate with the vendor. It's just fun. Like, it's just a fun experience. Juan said, I saw you like the photo of my dog on Discord. Yeah, man. Juan is in our Discord community, and he dropped a picture of his dog in the pet channel. His dog is a cute dog. It's cute puppers, for sure. But yeah, it's just overall great trip. I'm really hoping to get out there again. That would be definitely worth it. Especially now with like me onboarding employees, which is crazy to say. It'll free me up to maybe go out there and do more things. It'll be interesting. That's crazy. This thing is growing. It's all started. I feel like Saitama. It's like it started because I was bored. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a guy. You know what I mean? Knuckles Chaotix acquired finally. Oh yeah, man. I was happy for you, and for the price you got it and how crispy it was, especially after seeing the pictures when you posted it. I think you made out well, man. And see, that reminds me of something else too. That's another topic. It's like, do you spend little bits of money on getting a few items, or do you spend a good part of your budget to get the one item you've really been looking for? You know, it's cool to see how people like, not struggle with that, but think about that and try to strategize. I thought that was cool too. But yeah, definitely looking forward to reaching back out to all the vendors that I met and all the people I met. I just hope that, you know, they remember me and hopefully I can be of use to them. That's all. Like, was it kind of awkward trying to sell myself? Well, it's always awkward trying to sell yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been that type of dude. Like, I feel like I try to let my work speak for me, or how I am speak for me. I don't try to like promote myself. Job interviews are always weird. Juan said, did GameCube Galaxy get to see your briefcase again? Actually, he did. And the briefcase, I kind of like the idea of the briefcase getting upgraded as time goes on. Oh yeah, Juan, by the way, it's Wacky Sock Wednesday, so don't be roasting my socks. I got my Jeff the Shark socks on. Noah said, I love you, man. Hey, appreciate that, Noah. But yeah, so I think as time goes on, I'm just gonna keep sticker bombing the briefcase, and it's just gonna be like leveling up as this journey continues. So I got like a Video Game Cavern sticker up here and a Southeast Game Exchange sticker. I kind of want to do it with like businesses, vendors, things like that. I think it would be really cool that over time this thing is just covered in stickers. But yeah, all right. You know what? I can talk and work at the same time. Can't hate on the socks. It's on point. Thank you, man. Thank you. At least, and it matches the whole ensemble, right? Can you show me my PS5, lol? Yeah. Actually, that's one of the things I'll be working on today. We got that PS5. I have a 3DS that I gotta get through and check out. Let's see. You know what? Here's your PS5, sir. With your MetaQuest stickers on it. And your Kit Kat Minis unwrapped sticker. That looks like a custom sticker that you made yourself. I'll be going through that today after the 3DS. So without further ado, let's switch over to the overhead and let's get some things done. Oh yeah, this band was cool. Video Game Cavern had some bands. So that was pretty dope. They just have bands with like their business name and logo. Excuse me. Thank you, man. It does. Fresh tee, fresh shorts, can't hate. That's right. Alright. It's nice to see everybody trickling in. It's always cool to see some of the regulars like Juan. And yeah, I appreciate you too, Noah. Dang. Thanks. Appreciate the love, man. Alright, so first things first, because I know I probably won't be able to get through a total repair on this 3DS, but what I want to do is get parts on order. So that's what I'm going to do first, so we can get parts on order. And then from there, work on the PS5. And we have like a controller or two, but that may be asking a lot for this stream in particular. Telecom Tech said, I need to know what brand of flux and solder type you use. In terms of flux, it just depends, like, what's cheaper. But I only use, like, of course, everybody uses Amtech Flux. That's, like, the GOAT of flux in this community. But something else I use is ChipQuick. And maybe you can take a screenshot of the part number. Or just scroll back in the video, in the live feed. That's the two I use. And in terms of solder, I use leaded solder. It's just easier to work with. Alright, let's go ahead and take this 3DS apart. Man, having the logos of the company, like the company logo vinyl stickers, fire. And also, going forward, I think it'd be cool to just have like a set that I travel with versus having to take apart my workbench. It's like when you get older, it's just nice to have extra cords for a console versus like you know, having to disassemble your whole setup just because you want to take it somewhere with you. Got it. Thanks. Yeah, happy to help, man. In fact, Telecom, if you'd like, join our community Discord. You can get there from my website or my Twitch page. In the future, I'll be posting a lot more details about the stuff I use, like the equipment I use, and things of that nature. I'll probably be also making like a page on my Twitch, like on the About section, like with affiliate links and all that stuff. How much for a sticker? Well, these are all kind of extras from the event, but I was thinking like nothing crazy, like maybe like a few dollars for the stickers, because they are high quality like vinyl stickers. I went to a local company called Stripes here in Melbourne, and they're like stickers that, you know, will hold up in the weather and all that stuff. So I still haven't figured out a pricing model for them, but I will let you know, Noah. In fact, I might even might throw them in for now until like maybe the next round. But they are nice stickers, so maybe I'll do that a few times. Randomly, I'll throw them in like an order or something. Not gonna lie, it does feel good to kind of be back home. That is something I do realize from when I travel. I do like to travel, but I also like being home at the same time. I know that seems like oxymoronic, but it's true. Hey, it's Dave. How you doing, Dave? Dave said, Telecom Tech, I'm in a similar job, working for Verizon. Gotcha. Regular, at this point, your main job, coworkers... Regular? At this point, your main job. Coworkers can't wait for another story for you to tell them of me. I'm a regular now. Oh yeah, you're a regular cubed, Juan. Yes, I mean, I tell coworkers about my live streams, and I tell family members about my live streams as well. I think it's always cool. So these are Phillips screws. Let's get the right bit here. I think I took these screws. I unscrewed these for the most part, because the battery was super swollen, so I wanted to remove it and dispose of it properly before anything wacky happened. Trying to find my other spudder. Do I not have it? Oh, that's okay. Alright. Alright, so we got that back panel off. What's up, brother? I use Kingbow and love it. Homebody at heart, man. Yeah, for sure. Definitely a homebody at heart. So I'm gonna replicate the issue. This battery is a brand new battery, but what happens is the console will turn on, then off. I don't know if you guys see that blue light. It turns on and then it turns back off. That's usually a sign that either a connection is not being made. I've seen that happen on the 3DS platform. Like if a ribbon cable isn't fully seated, that'll occur. The customer was honest with me, and I also discovered it that this console had some liquid damage. Like they spilled, I think he said Pepsi or Coke on it, and then since then it stopped working. So it's gonna be interesting to look into it. The charging circuit still works, and I was able to test that out earlier. Hey, it's Rithyon. Dude, it was good meeting you at Siege. Like I said, I never forget a face. Rithyon is my main account. Oh, wait, remind me. Now I'm curious who it was. You said Rithyon, dude, it was good meeting you at Siege. Oh, speaking of meeting someone at Siege, there was a viewer of the channel. Hold on, I gotta emphasize this. There was a viewer of the channel, and this blew my mind, that recognized me. I was like, what? I'm a nobody. I'm like here all the way from Florida, and I'm all the way in South Carolina in Greenville. I think it was like day 1 or day 2. I think it was day 1. I think it was that Friday. I'm just walking around. Oh, that was you. Okay, yeah. And he said his name was well, I don't know if you feel comfortable with me saying your first name, but Rithyon. Okay. Or Rithyon, I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. It was you. Man, I wanted to bring you up. I'm so pissed that I didn't take a picture with you, man. I know it was hot in there and we were both like kind of sweaty, but I was just like, dang it, I should have took a picture with him. Because you were the only one who recognized me. And I was like, what the heck? Someone recognizes me? I remember the interaction. I was walking. It was like towards the one section of the convention center closer to the arcades. Yeah, you had an afro. You had a black backpack with a PlayStation logo. You were wearing a black shirt. And I think you wore glasses, I believe. You can say my name, lol. I want a picture. I hear you, man. But yeah, I was like, dang it, I should have took a picture. Cause you were the only one who recognized me, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I saw you through either through Retro Wolf or through no glasses." Okay, I got that detail wrong. But yeah, super cool dude. I wish I would have took a picture with you, man. I regret that. So if you're ever there next year, I want to take a picture with you, and it'll be like lore. Like I'm searching. Yes, through Retro Wolf. That's right. I want to take a picture with you. So next year for sure. If I go out there, which cough cough, wink wink, probably be out there. You know. I don't want to spoil nothing, but maybe. Let me put some mystique in there. Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I won't. Something like that. But yeah, it was really cool to meet you. And is it Rhytheon? Like rye bread, like R-Y-E? Or is it Rhytheon? I'm curious, just so I know I'm pronouncing it right. The game dungeon? You should! Hey! It's Kenny! It's young Kenny. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. I mean, I gotta leave a little suspense. Wink, 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 wink. Who knows? Maybe I can talk to the owner. I hear his name is Aaron. Maybe I can be on the panel or do like a meet and greet. Shoot, I'll bring like my soldering equipment, change batteries. I put your stickers you gave me on my car. What? I appreciate that so much, man. Thank you. Dang. I made the name so it can be said either way. Okay, that's sick. He's got full creative control. Hot and sweaty. It wasn't a Diddy freak off. No. But watching those wrestling matches, they got a little intense. Some of those wrestlers got really sweaty. They were glistening. But it was entertaining. I'm not really big into like luchador style, like WWE style wrestling. But I thought it was cool that they ran that event, There was so much to do and like observe. Alright, so let's get a small Phillips screwdriver and let's start taking this thing apart. I made the names. I would too. Yeah. It was a really good time, man. Like for my first video game convention ever, super dope. See, what are you working on? Kenny, I'm working on Game Dungeon, I'm working on a OG 3DS that had liquid damage. So I'm hoping to at least get an idea of what's wrong with it. Hopefully find some corrosion so I know what to attack, but I don't plan on fixing it today. I was just doing, basically this is like investigative teardown. John Cena's my role model, TBH. Free advertising, LMAO. Yeah. I guess, yeah, it is free advertising, true. I mean, I was giving the stickers out just to, because I didn't get business cards made in time, so I was like, what's the next best thing? Stickers. And plus, like I said, they're quality stickers that you can put on your vehicle. So thank you for doing that, Rhytheon. Oh, snap! It's Mr. Slopez himself. One of the best Mario mains in Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate of all time, and a top-tier Red Falco player. Slopez said, my wife and I have two Nintendo 64s that both don't seem to work. May send one your way. Might try to troubleshoot the other ourselves. Hey, shoot. That'd be cool. You should send it. And like, if you wanted to watch the video of me working on it, that'd be cool. I'll be down. In fact, I think I have N64 capacitor kits. And I know, Slopez, I'm pretty sure I've heard that you soldered, like you kind of worked on your own custom GameCube controller for tournaments and whatnot. If you can do that level of soldering, you could probably work on the N64 just to replace all the electrolytic capacitors. And I can show you all what they look like, because I'm pretty sure I have an N64 cap kit. Oh no, this is one for the GameCube, but the capacitors look like this. They're like this style. They're like aluminum cans. Oh, look at Nightbot actually doing his job. Look at Nightbot. Alright, onward. But yeah, Lopez, whatever y'all need, man. More than happy to help. So, speaking of help, so when I was talking to Grant Kirkup, again, super cool dude. Super cool dude, man. For someone to be like in the space, basically a celebrity in the video game space, especially the retro video game space, super cool dude, very humble. I was telling him, I was like, It'd be so cool if you had audio equipment that was like from way back in the day. Like, let's say he still had the equipment he used to make the GoldenEye beat. And he's like, oh, it hasn't worked for years. Would you mind taking a look at it? Of course I'd take a look at it. That would be sick. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Game Dungeon knows. Like, that guy is like the coolest dude ever, man. Like, Saturday after the convention, I went out to eat with some friends. And he just so happened to show up there at the same spot. It was a place called the Local Q in South Carolina. And just passing by and chopping it up, man. Very, very humble. And you know, you would expect sometimes people can like put on a facade when they're in like work mode, right? At the convention. But even outside of that, he was the same dude. Really chill guy. Fun project. I'm definitely newbie when it comes to that. But I'd like to try. Yeah, man. Just like Melee, man. You just gotta get in there, man. That's how you get good. It's like you don't learn how to double, triple shine or shine grab. Just like that doesn't just happen. Unless you're just the prodigal. Juan said, man, being in a wrestling lucha event live is pretty amazing. My grandfather was a professional wrestling legend. His tag team partner was Carlos Colon, father of Carlito of WWE. Just some history. What? What is this lore? You can't be dropping this crazy lore, Juan. That's insane. That's cool. What the heck? Who is this guy? Alright, and then Noah said John Cena versus Randy Orton, the times, bro. Even though I wasn't even into like WWE that much, I had one cousin who was like super into it, and he got me to watch like some of the matches. And I'm talking like, this is back when I still lived in Fort Lauderdale, so this is like pre 2006, back when I still lived in Brevard County. I was like, okay, I can see the appeal. Like, it's not necessarily for me, but I can see it. Alright, so let's see about prying this thing up. Pretty sure I hit all the screws. Let's just do a double check. There might be a screw underneath this sticker. Sometimes they do that. Yeah, I think I feel one. Yeah, I think I feel a screw right there. Yeah, when you've been in this game long enough, you know how they be hiding screws sometimes. Because of the nature of this sticker, I typically don't like to peel the stickers. I do like to peel the stickers. I don't like to cut them, but for this one, I'm just going to cut it in an X formation. Just to get access to the screw. I remember the first time I took apart my personal PSP, I'm like, man, I thought I hit all the screws. Why is it not coming apart? It's like, why is it resisting? And sure enough, that's why. You know, funny enough, we even had like a wrestling game for Nintendo 64. I don't remember the name for it when we were younger. We never touched that game, but I just remember that we had it. I don't know how we got it as kids. Then again, the family N64 wasn't really ours. It was technically our sister's. Like for me and my brother, or my sister's, that she won during a high school giveaway. He said, come on, man. I'm half Puerto Rican, half Samoan. Of course my family is abnormal. Fair. Touche. Good point. Oh, yeah. I hate to bring up a sore subject, but I know some people at work were talking about this, but Ozzy Osbourne, man. Crazy. Passed away in the 70s. Like, I wasn't a huge Ozzy fan, but I did like, you know, his popular songs, like Crazy Train, and a few others. I didn't just know like the popular ones, but it's crazy. And then also Theo from the Cosby Show. Oh yeah, that sugar is definitely holding this thing together. Time is at 8:45. Yeah. Let me see if I can. All right, nice. You know what? That happens so many times. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. Alright, so we lost the shoulder button ribbon cable, but I do have more of those in stock. It happens sometimes when you're trying to open the chassis and maybe you don't do it with the right amount of force. But that's okay. I have replacements. Right now I'm just trying to inspect for any type of liquid damage, anything obvious. In fact, I need to do a recap on a Nintendo 64 myself for that that retro gem I wanted to install. I never got around to doing that. Probably should. Probably look like a fraud because I did a preview post and then I didn't actually work on it. Alright, you guys can inspect this thing with me. Let's see. We're going to do a visual inspection. I have returned its Crash. Oh snap. Crash is in the building. Back from her trip. Oh yeah, I hope your grandpa's okay. I know last time we spoke, that's why you were traveling. Alright, so yeah, you can see the soda residue and the sugar residue up there. You guys see that? Little brown liquid. There, I'll point to it. I like his MTV show, but Theo hit hard. I was a big fan of his sitcom, Malcolm and Eddie. Yeah. Vacation over. Oh yeah, that is crystallized sugar now. I wonder if the charging port circuit has a short. And is that why? Also, these solder joints are basically like coming apart. Well, let me make sure you guys can see that. Yeah, those solder joints are like super cold. Like the ground connections are basically, or the anchor connections aren't being made. Trying to see if I can see anything. I might need to flip this over, but I'm gonna keep doing a visual inspection until we see something. GPA is doing better though. Glad to hear that. Super glad to hear that, man. I know it's never fun when something happens to our loved ones, man. It's not fun having to take care of them and see them not at their 100%. It's never fun. But I'm glad he's doing better. That's good news. That's good news for our Wednesday evening. Alright, so far I'm not seeing anything crazy, but I could see the soda spilling on the other side of the PCB. So let's go back over to the overhead cam and I'm going to continue on with disassembly. I'm just really trying to get an answer of what I need to put on order or how I need to attack this thing for repair. Not like, you know, punch it or something. Not Mario 64 style or anything. You know, that's a good point. When is there going to be another Mario game where you punch and kick? That's a question I have. Can Mario not box anymore? He's too busy being a referee. What's the video game soundtrack? Wow, not bad. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I finally found some new copyright-free music playlists to try out. And Astrobot is one of those games that I really want to replay, because once I started playing Astrobot, I couldn't put it down. The game is fire. I don't know if game of the year, whatever, but that game is good. And I kind of want to replay it on stream at some point. Alright, let's get these ZF connectors tabs lifted, and then get these disconnected. Alright, so there's that one. Also, what was really nice about the trip was going to the Q&A for Grant. I didn't really attend the Q&As for anybody else, but, you know, I mean, it was cool that the voice actor for Tails was there, Leon from Resident Evil 4. A lot of people were dressed up as Resident Evil characters. Never a series I got into, so. In fact, GameCube Galaxy gets on my butt about not playing Resident Evil, because that's like one of his favorite series. Especially 4. Like, 4 is like his game. But I don't know, I never really get into games like that. It's not my style. So, you know what's interesting? Even the liquid damage indicators aren't even soiled. It's like it stayed local to the upper section. Wow, just impressive, my man. I also love Astrobot. Yeah, Astrobot's fire. Also, since you guys are here, I'm gonna announce that on the days I don't stream, like repairs, which is typically Tuesday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, I'm thinking of playing video games, and right now, Donkey Kong Bonanza, I'm hearing nothing but good things from my cousin, and I really want to play that game on stream, so that's probably going to be happening. Super Mario Sunshine is gas. A lot of people consider Super Mario Sunshine the hardest Mario game. And like in hindsight, it is kind of tough, not gonna lie. The game was a little edgy in terms of the difficulty, especially Corona Mountain. I thought Astrobot deserves Game of the Year because it really did blow my mind how good it was, but Black Myth maybe should have won because it was legendary. Yeah, that's the major two that you hear the most controversy about. Like, everybody thinks Black Myth Wukong should have won, but honestly, I'm Team Astrobot. I enjoyed that game. And that could be because of like Souls-like game fatigue, because you know, it feels like everybody's making Souls-likes or Soul-type games. And I try not to be jaded about it, but it's definitely something that happens. And even with myself, like with a game like the new Mario Kart that came out, I'm trying not to be biased because, you know, it's just more Mario Kart. But it's not a bad game, it's just more Mario Kart. You know what, let me look at this underneath the microscope so I make sure I'm lifting the tab properly without breaking it. Because in my experience, these 3DS connector tabs can be very fragile. So here's this one with like a 4 next to it. Alright, yeah, okay. I'm glad I looked at it underneath the microscope because those things are super delicate. Particularly with the 3DSs. Because like I said earlier, if it doesn't make a good connection... Oh, this 3DS had an extra anti-friction ring, huh? Yeah, they got rid of this thing in the newer models. Interesting. Oh, no. They just have it captive to the actual module. It's not separate. Alright, that can stay. Alright, let's go back over to the overhead. Basically, Kakarot, let's be honest, some type of character. Yeah, they're all based off of like Journey to the West, that like Japanese lore, folklore tale, or folk tale. And it's all based on like Son Goku, like the Monkey King. But I don't know. I remember T-Pain was pushing Black Myth Wukong heavy. I remember like his clips stand out in my mind as like clips for the game. Alright, I think at this point... Oh, so this is like a daughter card. Oh, okay. That's what they decided to do with the SD card slot. That's interesting. Oh yeah, tell the chat I got that 3DS when the first ones came out. The owner of this 3DS asked me, or told me to tell you guys, he got this thing when it first came out. Yeah. Wait, I wonder if he has like the ambassador one then. You know, some people look out for certain serial numbers of the original 3DS because it was part of the ambassador program. But I don't think red was one of the launch colors. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. I think it was black and the blue one, but again, I could be wrong. It's been so long. Alright, what time is it? It's about 9 p.m. Probably in a little bit. I want to get started on that PS5. Alright, got some more ribbon cables. Nice. Let's get this one closed back up. Nice. So we have the Wi-Fi card. Could probably leave that attached on, basically. If I wanted to lift this guy out now, I know there's going to be sugar holding it, but other than that, I think everything should be disconnected. I feel like this is supposed to lift. Yeah, it is. Okay. There we go. The SD card slot was modular on this unit, which is nice. Having modularity is always nice for repair. But then it's soldered down there. Okay. Well, shoot. Maybe I can lift it enough to disconnect these two ribbon cables. Man, why did they do it like this? That's annoying. It's like they made it extra difficult for no reason. There's like ribbon cables tucked underneath the SD card slot. I got one of them. And here's another. Alright, let me lift this again. Okay, what is this thing snagging on? Okay, let me see. If I come from this angle, it'll keep that metal bracket down. Now this music sounds like almost like Persona music. I can't tell if it's like soldered or if it's just sugar holding it together. And I'm trying, you don't want to be too abrasive. Kind of want to be gentle. Well, it's enough for me to lift this tab and get this ribbon cable out. This ribbon cable might be a little bit of a bear to get back in, but that's okay. Alright, there we go. Ashmore really has something special cooking there. That's because Akira Toriyama's wife is a Chinese manga artist, and she got him into Chinese folklore, hence the inspiration of Dragon Ball Z and Goku. So thank his wife for that. Oh, I didn't know that. It's good to know. Alright, let's get this PCB out, let's do our inspection, and then we're going to start on this PS5. Oh boy, sugar's really holding this thing. That doesn't matter, that's for the slider. Here, I had the idea, let me push from the touchscreen, maybe that'll make it a little bit easier to get this thing out. You know, technically, I do need to remove the Wi-Fi antenna. Move that over, and then pop the cable out. Alright, cool. Also, I'm gonna, for a while, until I'm getting the new employee up to speed, he shall remain nameless for now, but he can hear me right now. I'm probably there's gonna be times where I'm gonna be walking away from the stream just to maybe show him something or help him out. Something underneath this tape here. Yeah, there's a ribbon cable underneath that tape. And like I said, these 3DS connectors are so sensitive. You want to be very careful lifting them up. Okay, cool. Yeah, did you guys really listen to Ozzy Osbourne's music? at all? Curious about that. I know it's sugar is what's resisting me. What time is it? 9:01? Okay. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible. Oh, hold on 1 second. Alright, we're good. No, but I saw when he ate a bat's head. Oh yeah, I remember that crazy thing. I remember that. Just pointing out the positives. Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to desolder these 2 points just so I can get the SD card reader out. I feel like there may be a fastener underneath it that's holding it in. Here it is. Alright, you guys can see it. Nice. Get some flux on there. Just got watching season 1 of OG Dragon Ball, just the vibes. It gives so nostalgic for when I was a kid, so cool. Yeah, original Dragon Ball is actually one of my favorite animes. I think I remember chatting with you about that before. Like, sometimes I like original Dragon Ball more than Z. Here, let's cut the used. Okay. Got the shield of the SD card reader out and got the processor exposed. Nice. Yeah, so this thing is one assembly. I was hoping it would separate, but it didn't seem to want to, so I just desoldered it. And I think these two screws are what were preventing me from taking this thing out. And they're all the way on the right. Oh yeah, so much easier without resistance. If I remember correctly, the screen connector's on the underside. Yeah. So that's going to be a little bit of a bear to put back, but that's okay. There it is. Okay, let's get that. Let me find cable out of its holder. That can stay there. Nice. Alright, I'll put the components over here. There's the corrosion, just like I thought. Here, I'm going to show you guys the corrosion on screen. It was on the other side of the PCB, of the main motherboard. I'm going to make a mental note and see if I can get some components on order. This song gives me Legacy, Goku Legacy vibes. You know what? That would be a fun game to play. Replay on stream. Here, let's take a look at the corrosion, and then we can get started on the PS5. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. Let me see, is it coming through for you guys? Oh, it's a little too zoomed in. Right, here's some of it. I feel like liquid damage isn't as... It's not the shorts that are the problem, it's the corrosion. So I'm glad we found the problems. I do have another 3DS that I can take measurements from. It's going to take a little bit more doing, but once I get the measurements, I can replace those components, maybe rebuild some traces, and then that'll be that. Yeah, but some of these components are like completely corroded. I think it took some pads with it too, unfortunately. Yeah, this capacitor. Okay, we have a diode. Here, I'm going to zoom in some more. So bear with the zooming of in. The pack is back. Alpha and the fringes. Hey Dad, how you doing? Okay. Alright, so the LEDs seem to be okay. This resistor is gone. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 components completely eroded. And this guy being eroded might be a bigger deal. This guy. To get the pins back in order. But so far we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 components that definitely need some TLC. Okay, well I'm glad I identified the issue on the board. Now I can work on, you know, off screen. This is when I do my more R&D type assignments. I'll be taking measurements off of another 3DS PCB and then working on that. Alright, nice. Mission accomplished for this evening with this particular 3DS. Now let's do a PS5 HDMI port repair for, you know, for old time's sake. Gubino? Subscribe with Prime? What? Thank you, Gubino. I appreciate the subscription, man. Thank you. Means a lot. And Noah's like, yes! Save my PS5. But, Gubino, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Alright, so, as we always do, even though we know what is wrong with something, we always like to replicate the issue. That was cool. Oh, Alex just texted. He's like, that was cool. Yeah, man. I always like when people who own the equipment like tune in and get to see the process. Like, I'm working on your stuff, you're getting to see what's going on. So anyway, this PS5, yeah, the HDMI port is definitely clapped out. I can clearly see it, and I will show you guys in a minute, but I always do. I mean, I don't need to do this, honestly. It is okay. Yeah, I don't need to do this. But usually I like to plug it in and, well, no, let me do it. At least with power, to just turn it on and make sure it goes from blue light to white light. So, give it a sec. Capacitors to charge. There it is. Alright. So while that thing is booting and going from blue light to white light, man, it's so nice to be back with y'all, man. I'm not gonna lie, this is tight. Low key missed y'all. Low key, not high key. I don't want you guys getting too, get your heads too big, But I did miss you guys a little bit, un poquito. But no, it's always nice having you guys. And man, I have business cards to go through. I have contacts to go through, and I need to do it before I forget to. And I need to make that post before too much time pass. What? You missed us the mostest? But of course. Of course. Of course I did. Alright, let's take a look at the PS5. It's definitely on white light, so well, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the light went white, so that's a good sign. It's Gavin figured I'd throw the prime for the LaCroix. Man, you can't be revealing, you can't be name revealing, man. It's safe, Your identity is still safe, but soon the reveal is coming. But thank you for the prime, man. I appreciate it. It's like help me help you, help me help you. Alright, so let's go ahead and fully power this off. We're gonna hold the power button until we get 2 beeps. Alright. Then it should be completely powering off, not going into rest mode. Always keep that in mind before you give someone your console to work on. You want to completely power it off, not just put it into rest mode. Also, while that's completely powering off, I'm going to go grab an ESD bag and put those components in the ESD bag. Oh yeah, sorry about that, y'all. Had to help the behind the scenes employee. I was showing him how to use the air compressor. But now that this thing is completely off, we can go ahead and he said yes, fix before GTA 6 type of way. I'm hoping. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna knock this out today. Oh yeah, I was supposed to get an ESD bag. My bad. Got distracted with the assist. Wait, where are all my ESD? Oh man, why am I walking out of there? All my ESD bags are in my case, which my case is right here. Alright, ESD. Baguito. Bear with me. It's crazy to have growing pains, like having someone that's gonna work under me. I'm hoping to be like the chillest, like coolest boss, but also like I like to see things get done at the same time. Oh snap, Chibaru. Oh no, that's not Chibarino. Okay. Been going to church but needing a PS5 replacement. I hear you. At least you're using your time wisely. Alright, let's get these components in the ESD bag for safe harboring. Wi-Fi module, microphone, battery can stay out. I don't need that shorting anything. And this rubber membrane. Cool. Alright, nice. We got all the supporting components tucked away. Man, I'm running out of space. We need to like do an organization day where I just clean everything up, get everything all reorganized. I do want to get shelves installed up here too. That'll help. All right, let's switch on over to the overhead cam. All right. You guys have seen me take this thing apart a million times now at this point, but it's always fun. It's always cool, especially when it's your first time or it's your own PS5. Alright, let's see how it looks. Ooh, a little dusty, a little vapey. I'm going to grab the hand vacuum just to help. And good thing he's got the air compressor going because I'm going to probably need to use it on this unit just to help clean it out. Alright, the MVP, the hand vacuum. Just to get like the light stuff. Also, I am glad to see that this console has never been opened before. That's always a good sign. Alright, cool. Good. Alright, let's go onward with the disassembly. So Noah, what are you gonna play first once you get your console back? Since you're here, man. Figure out ass since you're here. Excuse me. Alright, let's get the warranty sticker up. NCAA College Football in 2026. Gotcha. So you like sports games? Wait, what? I've never seen it delaminate like that before. That's interesting. Try from this corner. Sticker's playing hardball. That's alright. We'll get it up. It's like the top layer wanted to come off with the... not the whole thing. Nice. Yes, and also horror games? Interesting. Yeah, not a big horror game guy either. Over there. Alright. Let's get this guy off. Uh-oh. I see bugs. That's not a good sign. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this console has bugs in it. We're going to proceed, but it's not the end of the world. Thankfully, it does turn on. There isn't like damage caused by that. There is an additional cost for bug consoles, though. Let's proceed. Yeah, this thing definitely needs to get, gonna have to use the air compressor on that one. Alright, let's take out the rest of these screws around the chassis so that we can really open it up and get a good look inside. Well, that screw is a little loose, but that's okay, no big deal on that one. Didn't know there was bugs in it. Yeah. I'll pay the extra cost, TBH. I appreciate that, Noah. Some people want to fight me on it, but it does add a bit more labor. And then there's like the risk too. Most shops I know or work with, they charge more. But it's not crazy. At least for me, it's not. Just an additional 25. Alright, everything's good so far. That there, this is the last screw. Now we can take a look inside. In fact, I know I'm going to have to fully disassemble this, so let me flip it over now. And pop the other cover off. Okay. I'll be right back. Go grab a can of bug spray. Yeah. All right. Because you're a legend. No, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'll definitely be taking this into the garage to really clean it out. It's gonna need it. I can see like the heat sinks are a little clogged. That's okay. Alright, let's get this expansion bay door off. Ooh. Okay. Thankfully, I'm not seeing anything alive just yet. Here, I don't know if you guys can see that. Some residents. The real bad thing about the bugs is that their blood is acidic, so it can destroy circuits. That's like the main problem with them. Alright, cool. I'm a workaholic and I know. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, let's disconnect the Wi-Fi antenna wires. Cool. Let's disconnect the front panel connector. Gonna need to lift this up here in order to fully disassemble this. Alright, move that to the side. Let's get the disk drive out. Alright. Then we can get the ribbon cable for the disk drive removed. Then I'm gonna lift this up. Okay, that's good. Put that there. Alright, cool. I'm wondering how to prevent bugs because my house doesn't have bugs, but I clearly see bugs. Yeah, I hear you, man. I don't know. I was gonna ask, like, do you use it near an out, like a door or window? I don't know if you leave like your window open when you play, or like when you leave your house, maybe. And I don't know if you were the original owner from the very beginning. Just trying to, you know, think, think of other options, potentially, benefit of the doubt, all that good stuff. just use Kapton tape in its place. Alright. Then Bluetooth controller. Let's get our red Sharpie to mark the other screws. I used to live in a bad area. Rocky Water Park. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, maybe because these ones, they look like dried up and old, so they could have been there for a while, from what I'm seeing. Alright, let's get the power button ribbon cable removed. Okay. What? Since when do these things slip? Yeah, these ones have more teeth and more bite. Should be good. There we go. Alright, now we need to go through the process of just removing these screws. Let's do that. You know what? I might switch up the playlist. Let's get some different music in here. I'm feeling this one. Feeling this playlist. Alright, Sony with all the screws in the world. If you know me, I question their decision all the time as to why they use so many screws, but it's okay. Come on, you can do it. Let's get this flap up. Got some more buggies. Let's vacuum them up. You know what? I got a question for people here viewing the channel. If there was someone, a voice actor from a video game that you would like to see at a meet and greet, who would it be? Who would you want to see? Maybe the voice of Goku, the voice of Mario, the classic voice of Mario, Charles Martinet. Who would you want to meet that's a voice actor from any video game? The voice of Yamcha, the voice of Krillin. Probably the same guy. Voice actor for Sonic. Just throwing ideas out there. The voice actor of Yoshi would be crazy because I don't know how that person does that. Dinklebot? Where's Dinklebot from? Is that like the voice of Mario? Yeah, so Charles Martinet. Not Chris Pratt, obviously. I don't consider him the true voice of Mario. He's the new voice of Mario. Dinklebot, is that from Borderlands? Is that little robot from Borderlands? Or am I thinking something else, Crash? Peter Dinklage was the original Ghost voice. Yes, yes. Which still blows my mind that that changed. Oh yeah, this one's separate. I'm gonna slice that real quick. Destiny. Dinklebot? Oh, is that what you call Peter Dinklage because he was the voice of Ghost? Call him Dinklebot when he's. It all went downhill from there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gotcha. Dinklebot, huh? There we go. All right, that's good. Section of the board is protected. You know what? I didn't think of like um Destiny characters. Lance Riddick would have been really cool to meet. Unfortunately he passed away, but before his passing, that would have been sick. All right. Oh yeah, that HDMI port definitely took a hit, but we're gonna take care of that. Mark these screws. There should be two. Yep, there's the other one. Man, it's crazy how they got the PCB so much smaller on these new revisions. The EDM E30 is a later revision of the same form factor. So even though it's like a PS5 fat, what they're calling it, quote unquote, the board internally is changed. And that's always really cool to see. Because these guys, they do it to save pennies on the dollar, but over millions of units, that can save them a good chunk of change. So it's like smart on their part to do that. You know what? I should take that apart now. Alright, let's get these screws undone. So then I can take the whole unit apart and then I'll be able to really clean it. So bottom screw, and there's usually just two. There's two. Alright, and now we have one more screw and then we can take this whole mid assembly out of the chassis. Or am I being a liar? Is it more than? Oh, no wonder why. It's these two screws. The red screws that are hiding underneath the panel. Wait, but I don't see these screws being a reason why this thing can't come out. Maybe it's just the power supply? And then this beam. You know what? Let me just go through my normal process. I'll get to it. Alright, let's get this X clamp out. This is what keeps pressure on the processor for the liquid, the cooling, or the thermal compound, which is liquid metal in this console. Which, to this day, I'm very curious how this is going to go for Sony long term, but by then all those consoles will be out of warranty. I'm curious to see the effects, the long-term use of liquid metal. Alright, we're going to separate the motherboard. Be gentle. Good spot to lift from. Okay. There it is. Alright, looking okay. The liquid metal will definitely need to be respread, but that can be done very easily. Got this mid chassis removed. There's quite a few bugs. You know what? Let me see if I can get my compatriot to help me out on this one. Alright guys, I'm going to put the do not, or the BRB banner, because I have to use the bathroom, and I'm going to go talk with my compatriot. So I'm going to put the BRB banner, and then we will BRB. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. My bad. Took a little while. Back to the overhead. And I'm gonna take a sip. Alright, where are my glovies? Darn it, where did I put my gloves? Where's my super suit? Where is my super suit? Alright, I found it. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so we cleaned off the bottom chassis already, so that's nice. So this is all cleaned out. Nice. Use the air compressor. That thing works magic. A little while was an understatement. Yeah, sorry. I told y'all, like, because I have my new pack member joining the team, I have to, like, step out and show him some things and whatnot. It's like training on the go. But there's also days where I dedicate training. It's just, this is like his time for hands-on training, so gotta make the most of it. And so when he has questions, I don't want him to just be stuck, so. I grew gray hairs on my beard already. Wait, they were already there. Don't lie to me, Juan. I know they were there. You can't lie to me. Alright, so let's do an inspection of this HDMI port, which has definitely seen better days. Make sure there's no damaged pins. And we're gonna brush this thing off too, because try to preserve this guy. Damn, it is got caught. Yeah, I told you. I know you, man. Alright, let's take a look at this HDMI port. We're gonna do it before and after. So, here's the before. Oh, that looks pretty good. Pins look pretty good. Thankfully the pin, it doesn't look like there's crazy damage, so that's good. I won't have to be doing trace repair, which is that additional cost that I always put in my estimate. If a pad rips up, there's more damage, it is more work, so it costs a little bit more. So your trainee is at the crib training? Yeah, I don't have a storefront, man. Doing the best I can with what I can. You know what I mean? Maybe one day. But he's been here before. He's someone I've interacted with a few times, so I trust him. Yeah, I have to be very selective about who I let come in here. But at the same time, I do have cameras and whatnot. So, and he knows that. Like, it's not like a lack of trust thing. They've been there. All right, let's turn on our hard air station. Get my handy dandy trusted pliers. And this is where we have fun. This is what separates the boys from the men, I guess. Let's get this guy in frame. So we're gonna be looking at the pins. Super zoomed in. Let's zoom this out. Let's focus out. Alright, cool. This is as zoomed out as I can get. True hustler. Love a complete hustler. Thanks. Not hating, just what happens when he's got to do number 2. I mean, you never know who clocked your toilet. No, I didn't think you were hating, Juan. I was just saying. But yeah, man. Well, I mean, yeah, you know. Thankfully, there's 2 bathrooms in here, so I don't have to deal with that. Thankfully. But, you know, I can just deduct it from his pay. Boom. Problem solved. I'm playing. Alright, let's start the process of heating this guy up. Try to get even heat. Just keep moving it. Moving the hot air. Go back and forth, back and forth. side hot enough. Once we get the other anchor side hot enough, then we can just move back and forth, wait a little bit, so we don't rip any pads. On our end, just keep applying heat. Boom. Old port is out. Just like that. So now, what we want to do, so I'm going to mix in some leaded solder. And we're going to make sure it's focused for you guys. I'm going to mix in some leaded solder just to make it easier to work with. Not 100% necessary, but I like to do it. It's trust factor thing with the toilet. You're absolutely right. You never know somebody until they use your bathroom, man. You never truly know somebody. That's funny. Alright, let's get this thing. Add more flux. It's all fun and games until someone drops a nuke. Alright, I'm done with the poop jokes. I promise. Hey, a little late to the stream. Nah, man, you're just in time, player one. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I kind of went through the recap, but if you have any questions specifically, feel free to ask. Oh yeah, I went to visit Video Game Cavern based off of your words, and their store is fire. Like, they were at the convention, but I wanted to go to their store too. Very good. Their setup at the convention was really top tier. I was like, dang. Got like a whole setup. Alright, we got the pads prepped. And the sounds of a cannon pop to the water. Oh my goodness. Awesome. Any other locos? Locos? What do you mean? What do you mean by locos? I just don't know. Excuse me, pardon my ignorance. Any other locations that I went to? Is that what you mean by locos? Like other stores? Locations, yeah, alright. I had a feeling that's what you meant. I didn't go to any other stores. Just talked to everybody who was a vendor. As much as I could, of course. But no, I didn't go to any other store. And when I went, it was literally like an hour before my flight. And I did pick something up. Gaming or sites. I went to the falls, like we went downtown, that was cool. Didn't go to any other sites. Went to a lot of local eateries that were really good. Funny enough, at one of them I saw Grant there, Grant Kirkup. He was there. Like just haphazardly, we went to the same restaurant for food. Barbecue out there is actually pretty good, not gonna lie. There was a spot that Retro Wolf recommended, but I didn't end up going to. So I was like, darn it. Because they were closed on Mondays, and that was the only day like I had available to go. Alright, let's see. got the new HDMI port in. Then we're gonna have to inspect the solder joints and then move forward from there. Hold it. Hold it. Just keep holding till the solder solidifies. Alright. What games did you snag at the con? Funny enough, Player One, I didn't snag a single game at the con. I was there for networking purposes primarily. But the people I was with, they snagged some stuff. One guy, his username is Gote. He's a viewer of the channel. And he lived out there, so he met up with me and another person, Torn, also a viewer of the channel. And he picked up a backwards compatible PS3. He was wanting one for a while, so that was cool. That he was able to find one in pretty good condition. We were playing Tekken 4 on it, which is a PS2 game. Alright, so right now, what we're gonna do is we are going to do our push test inspection. Alright, now that we have the pins in focus, we're gonna zoom out a little bit. Refocus. It was cool to watch like what GameCube Galaxy was hunting for. 1 good, 2 is good, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 looks a little shaky. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Alright, there's only one pin that it's not even pushing. I just want to touch it up just for... it may not even need it, to be honest, but... I mean, I'm pushing pretty hard and it's not moving. That connection is solid. Yeah. I'm just gonna do it. I don't want to have to think about it in the future, like, oh man, that one connection I didn't touch up ended up doing something weird. Let's just knock that out, take care of that right now. What highlight of the con for you? Okay, so this one I can talk about. So definitely meeting Grant Kirkup, getting him to sign my Banjo-Kazooie amiibo. That was definitely a highlight. He's super chill, down-to-earth guy, man. Just all around good dude. And then on top of that, I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but he actually followed me back on Instagram. That, I was like, I couldn't believe that one. Getting a follow from Grant Kirkup, man. What? I popped off so hard in the airport when it happened, because he followed me on Monday, like right when I was getting on my flight. Man, I popped off so hard. I couldn't believe it. I'm over here nerding out in the airport in my Sonic the Hedgehog Crocs and Batman shirt, looking in like ultra nerd fashion. And trust me, it was worth it. Every second of it. And I called my cousins, like, oh my gosh, this is not a drill. You won't believe what just happened. I was like, Grant Kirkup followed me, and they were like, yo, we were all freaking out. And Grant's probably like, really? You guys are freaking out about this? He's like so chill and down to earth. He's like, really? For me? I was like, yeah, man. You have no idea how many memories we have because of you. You know what? I haven't been doing as well with making Instagram posts about the work I do. I need to do that. So I'm going to take this broken HDMI port out of my e-waste bin so I can take pictures. Oh, sorry guys. I have to go back to the overhead cam. Definitely one of the highlights. Another highlight is just meeting all of the different content creators and YouTubers. That was fun. That was super cool. Getting to know them, like meeting Radical Reggie, Squatch, I think. You know, getting to see my boy GameCube Galaxy again. That's my boy. Appreciate that guy so much, man. Meeting Retro Wolf in person. That was cool. Secret Castle Games. You know, I see their videos online all the time. Gamer Aimer. I recognized her from Marcello's video. So that was cool to actually see her in person. Yeah, all the cosplayers taking pictures. It was just a nice time. It was also like a vacation for me, even though it wasn't, because I was, trying to network. But it was just a good time. And for it being my first video game convention, I can't believe that I've gone this long without going to one. Especially considering like the collection I have and like how into the hobby I am. Alright, we're gonna use our air gun to blow the alcohol out. And then I'm gonna inspect this guy again. Oh yeah, looking pretty. I need to start a poll. We should start taking bets. Who thinks this is going to work and who thinks it's not going to work? Is there anything around the con that was a shock for you? Like stuff from Gaming Museum? Being so tapped in, it's hard to find something that truly shocks me. But it was cool to see like some memorabilia, seeing like Earthbound with the player's guide, a copy of Pokemon Box. There was a lot of cool things that I saw that was like, dang, can't believe I'm looking at that in real life, it's not just through a video or something. Alright, let's get a picture for the Instawebs. I gotta get better about doing that. Man, I'm not good at taking pictures anymore. I'm like rusty. One YouTuber in person at FPF. Oh yeah, Free Play Florida. Seen many famous people from YouTube or people from the gaming eras. Gotcha. Alright, got my picture for the gram. Alright, now I can throw this guy away. Let's put him here for now. Alright, let's touch up this thermal compound. Really clean it up. Actually, I do need to use the air compressor on the rest of the unit, so I'll just have you guys follow my voice as I go out there and use the air compressor. Because this console really needs it. Let me take this thing out now. It's gonna fly out if I don't. Yeah, there was a lot of YouTubers that I wanted to meet that I actually didn't get to. And like, it's kind of my fault because there was times I had opportunities to like introduce myself and I just didn't. So that was a bit of a bummer. Like Phoenix Resale and Retro Rick. Like I've seen them so many times and I didn't make it to their meet and greet, but I should have. Gotcha. Sorry about that, guys. Forgot to mute my mic. I know that sound can be pretty screechy. Sorry about that. Sometimes I forget to hit the button. Sue Young would not be happy with me. Forgot to hit the button. Alright, going back out there. Still got more cleaning to do. Again, my bad on the noise. Especially RIP my headphone users. I think I need one more trip and then I'm done with the cleaning process on this guy. Okay. Alright. It's a lot cleaner than what it was. Okay. Gotta head to bed early morning bike ride to beat the heat tomorrow. Alright, Crash. I will see you next time. Glad you were able to stop in. You know, Player One, if you're still here, really cool YouTuber was Retro Wolf. I mentioned it earlier, but it was really cool to see him in person. Like, meet him in person. Okay. Alright, let's get this thermal compound, this liquid metal respread. And then we can go ahead with reassembly and test. Can I just respread it? No, I think it needs to be cleaned first. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I've watched his videos. Does good stuff. When he went to RSG was when I noticed him. Oh yeah, he did go to RSG, that's right. He did a store tour of RSG. Let's cut a new square. Yeah, super chill dude. I met Saturn Steve. Saturn Steve is pretty chill. Cool dude. Um, it's just interesting to see how people go about like recording at cons. And like, it's just I never thought to do that, but I guess that maybe at some point I'll have to or something. Maybe I could have someone be my like camera guy. Oh yeah, man, look at the oxidation on that. Good thing I'm cleaning it off. You see all that oxidation? Straight up darkness. Looking like Kingdom Hearts. Alright. Now let's respread this liquid metal. Oh yeah, Saturn Steve has interacted with me on IG several times. What? Oh, well yeah, you post like some killer Sega stuff. I can see that. I can see you guys having some good old combos. Alright, we're getting there. Just wanting to spread now. I'm willing to be a camera guy at a con, pretty decent behind the camera. Oh, really? Okay, I might have to take you up on that offer. Maybe this year at pre-play. Might have to take you up on that. Alright, let's go over to the motherboard side. So, player one, what's the next con you're thinking that you might go to? I kind of want to add more liquid metal. I think it needs it. Unless at the moment as if, yeah. I'd like to go one year to Really Rad Weekend. Where's that one at? I never heard of Really Rad Weekend. Yeah, I should not do that. Be smart. Maybe Siege down the road too? Hey man, I hear a certain guy who likes wolves might be there next year. So, you might know this guy, but I hear he likes wolves, and he said he might be going. He said it's all but confirmed, but he has to leave room for suspense. And pouring out liquid metal is always like nerve-wracking because you don't want to squeeze the syringe too much, because once it starts flowing, boy, it starts flowing. Alright. Good. Get all the air out. Alright, cool. Feel a lot more comfortable with adding a little bit of liquid metal to that. A lot of times I don't need to add extra, but that one I felt the need to add. Felt like it needed it. Alright, nice. Now we can get on with reassembly and test. The owners of Rad Junk put that column. Oh, lots of YTs there. I've seen last year that they had some celebs like Bam Margera. What? Really rad weekend, huh? Have to see about going to that. Man, I should have met the people from Rad Junk, but I didn't really know what they had going on. That's another thing too, like my ignorance probably nerfed me a little bit. And I bet they were pretty chill. What was I trying to do? I think I can go ahead and... No, let me do it the way I always do it. Alright, let's get this thing all reassembled. Let's get my gloves back on. Probably a few more minutes. And then definitely should be done before 11 for sure. Just had my 6-year-old whoop me in Smash Bros. SMH on Crush. No! Don't let them take over already! No, what? Which one was it though? Which Smash Brothers? As long as it's not one of the classics, then I can forgive you. But if it's one of the classics, man. We gotta hold the line, man. We can't let these young guys. The Switch one? Okay, so Ultimate. Okay. I don't feel too bad about that one. Alright. That one I can give you a pass. But if it was one of the older ones, I don't know, man. Can't let these young boys come back on us. Sad story about Rad Junk, but back when the hurricane hit that area years back, I was sent up there for a week for work. I was staying at a hotel right next to Rad Junk and didn't know it. Oh, snap. Wait, did he lose like his house? Or something? Player one? He whooped me with Ganondorf? Yeah. Ganondorf hits hard. I thought I had it in the bag with DK, but it took a turn for the worst. Oh no. Don't tell me you got overconfident. Alright, nice. No, the store was fine. It was the area. Not as badly affected. It's about 45 minutes from Panama City where I had to go. Gotcha. Overconfidence isn't the word. The word is overconfident. Sounds. Overconfident sounds about right. I had to like read that one in my head. That's funny. Alright, let's get the X. Alright, nice. Yeah, Smash Brothers, man. I was playing somebody at Pinky's, that like barcade place, and I am not as good as I once was. That is for certain. I was getting my butt handed to me. Super rusty. Maybe if I play more, it would come back to me, but it's so embarrassing. It's just time, man. I don't put time into it anymore like I used to. Gotta respect my comedic genius. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Alright, let's get... I mean, I could test it at this point. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for a test. Let's switch over to just chatting cam. Let's connect power. Let's connect HDMI cable. And we're gonna wait. And press the button. Let's see if we get a PlayStation logo. Dang, I should have done a poll. I keep forgetting to do a poll. Boom! PlayStation logo. That's a W. That's a W. It's too easy. I'm playing. Let me not get cocky. All that can change. Alright, let's go ahead and shut it off. Then we'll completely reassemble, and then we'll do a test. And do full testing. You like the CD placed in the movie next Friday. A win is a win. That's right. That's a W. We take those. Here, let me put my emotes. Alright. I'll spam the chat. See, the YouTube side doesn't get all the nice fancy schmancy emotes. Oh no. Okay, cool. Shout out to Magnetic Tools, because that would have been annoying otherwise. So many screws. A dub. Rub a dub. No Diddy. What's up? Hey, it's Kai. How you doing? Okay. Rocking the emotes. I see you. Look at young Kai rocking the emotes. I bet she thinks she's so hip too. Like, I did it. I did the thing. I'm playing. She's not a boomer. What are we fixing? Just finished up PS5. And then earlier I did the recap of the convention and worked on a Nintendo 3DS OG one just to see what the root issue was, and I'm pretty sure I found it. I knew you was gonna take that Diddy rap. I can't help it. It's like the new AO. It's like the new pause. Oh, what's your thoughts or view on DK or SW2. Oh, on Switch 2. So, actually, Player One, I have been, with all the discipline in my body, I have not been playing it. I picked up my copy Tuesday, so yesterday, and I want to play that game on stream. At least for the very first time, which is going to be tomorrow. So I'm going to play that game on stream. First impressions, raw reactions, raw initial impressions tomorrow. But from what I hear, I spoke with my cousin about it because he knows how to explain a game without giving spoilers. And yeah, he's like, the game's just good, man. Like he said nothing but positive things about it. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. Because I did like a test stream where I played Link's Awakening on stream. And that was my way of testing like the Switch setup for a PC or for the capture card. So you'll be able to get my raw reactions if you're available tomorrow. Around the same time, you know, I usually start streaming between 7 and 8 p.m. I know I need to meet with some people tomorrow to give them some consultation for some Ethernet cables and whatnot. I've heard that it's comparable to Astrobot. Like, it's just good. Because Astrobot, like, the level design, everything, it just felt good. Like, you just wanted to keep playing. It had a good flow. That's fun. That's interesting. My cousin never mentioned Astrobot, like, as a comparison. But now that you're saying it, I could see that based off of, like, trailers. And I purposely didn't watch the Nintendo Directs on it, but just from the little bit I have seen, yeah. Alright, let's route these antenna wires. Now that you say it's comparable to Astrobot, now I'm like even more excited to play it because Astrobot was so good. Such a good game. These wires in place. Alright, good. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. This repair was barbecue chicken for you, Jeff. Is that a good thing? Bad thing? I don't know. Because I had to wear gloves? Not sure. What do you mean by that? How's your schedule looking next month for a Sega Genesis repair/upgrade? Next month? Oh, we're looking good next month for that job. For sure. Thinking like mid next month, meaning it was easy, man. Yeah, you know, I gotta make it seem exciting, but when it comes to these HDMI port repairs, I've done so many. This is literally my most common repair. When I get called on through Google Business or whatever, I can almost predict that it's going to be this. This is the most common repair I get contacted for. Mile. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind it at all. Mid-August sounds great. Perfect. that works for you, that works for me. It's been a while since we've done a little Wolfpack X press start player 1 collaboration. Looking forward to that. And you're saying Sega Genesis repair / upgrades. Are you thinking the triple bypass player 1? And also with the audio upgrades? Collab for sure? Oh yeah. I mean, that is still to this day my highest liked post that I'm involved in that I get to see on my page is the collab post I did with you, Player 1. That post, and randomly to this day, it'll still get like a like or two. And I'm just like, how? The post is so old now, but it still gets like a random like. Yeah, triple bypass audio recap and 9-pin DIMM. Have to look into that one. This 9-pin. Man, this console is in much better shape. Yeah, I know, it hit the IG just right, I guess. It sure did. Shoot. And boy, am I very thankful for that. And it's crazy, like, how you found me. I can't remember exactly how you found me, Player 1. Like, I feel like it was super organic. Like I just started, or was it after? Oh no, it was like very beginning. Like I just started. What kind of bugs were they? Roaches. You're typical. Mostly roaches. Sticks, too many bug debris. Random is the connection used for the Genesis 2 Sega Saturn. It's RGB. Oh, yeah, okay, that's what it's called. Okay, gotcha. It's that 9-pin connector for audio video output. Gotcha. Yeah, it's like a DB9 connector. Well, joke's on you. I am already part of them. I mean, I'm a man, and I'm black. And black's my favorite color. Man, I think my bit is really starting to go. I think I have bit fatigue. Yeah, this bit is really on its way out. I need to get more. I don't think they sell individual bits, but I'm sure I can find them online or something. Okay, that is all the screws. Cool. get the rest of the panels back on. And then I can check on my compatriot, my compadre. Oh, this one didn't get hit with the air, but that's okay. Console is in much, much, much better state. From what I recall, I was looking for electronic repair in the area, saw on IG your connection with RSG, and I just got my SNES Junior. Man, that system is a powerhouse in the PSP. PSP1 game room. I love that. I love that acronym that you use, that PSP1. Let's get one more pick for the gram, then we're gonna run through some testing. And the lighting is not super primo. Oh, there we go. That's much better. It was my angle. Okay. Alright. Good thing he said something. We'll set this up for testing, and then I'm going to be right back. This power's on. And let's switch on over to the just chatting screen so you guys can see this thing boot up. BRB. Alright, let's get on with the testing. Meme review. I'm playing. Test the console. Man, I miss old PewDiePie. PewDiePie, he's doing alright. PewDiePie's still PewDiePie. Then the CDX was the level up. Yeah, facts, man. I'm still appreciative that you let me work on that thing, man. That CDX, that is by far the coolest console I've ever worked on. The most like retro. I wish I would have seen it in my heyday back type of console, like back in the day, growing up. Oh man, I need to get more HDMI ports on order. Sheesh. I'm gonna have to put another order in. Running low. Alright, I need a controller to run through my testing. I'm gonna need a USB cable to run through my testing, so. Alright, found the USB cable. Isn't there a different one I use? Right here? Is this it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, let's run through some tests. this thing blows hot air. Make sure you can connect to Wi-Fi. Make sure the controller can connect wirelessly. And since this is a disk drive console, I'm going to test the disk drive. Let me get a disk ready. Where's my test game? There you are. Miles Morales, because the beat is fire. Wait, was there a disk in there? No, okay. Didn't think so. Let's get a disk in there. Ooh, kind of struggling to take it. But it does take it, and it looks like it's reading, so that's good. Let's go to network, settings, setup. Oh, don't tell me it's console set to like auto start. Alright, cool, because that would have been annoying. Man, like every time you do an input. Casa El Jefe. Interesting, that's an interesting name. Shoot, I should have that name for my Wi-Fi. Because my name is Jeff. Alright, so Wi-Fi's good. Let's unplug the controller. I mean, technically it works over Bluetooth even when it's plugged in, but go and test it, and then let's boot into the game. Let's see what we get. I want to see if it blows hot air. Then we can wrap up the stream for the evening. I think that was a great stream back. I have another Sega system that could probably use it freshen up at some point, but it's barely used at all. Okay, yo, that sounds like fun to me. Dang, that thing booted up into the main menu pretty quickly. 9%. We can start with new save data. Start. Alright. Well, this is running just to do a performance check. Make sure it doesn't overheat, or everything's cooling and everything's good. Put stuff back and start cleaning up for the evening. The Sega Mega Jet? What in the world is that? Player One, what are you talking about, man? What is that? What is that? I never heard of that. What is this? The Sega Mega Jet? What? Alright, is this thing blowing hot air? Yes, it is. Good. Nice. So far so good, but this is just pre-rendered. Can I skip it? I can't skip this, man. Let me skip it, please, please. No, you can't skip this junk. That's alright. It'll get skipped eventually. But you know what? Today was a good stream. I'm glad for anybody who turned out today. All the regulars and non-regulars and everybody in between. It's a Sega Mega Drive console used on Japanese airlines. What? They had consoles on airlines? That's insane. I didn't know they were doing stuff like that. Who does Sega think they are? They were so ambitious, man. That's the one thing I missed. There's not really another company with Sega's level of ambition when it comes to like doing these things. It was a good stream. Thanks, Juan. I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It was a good stream. Always like watching the stream, man. Watching the stream. Excuse me. Streaming. Like, getting to talk to you guys. It's fun. It's always fun. It's always a good time. But yeah, I need to get that summary post done. That's going to be next on my list. I gotta take a few more pictures. I was working on it today, but I was like, oh man, I want a picture with all the business cards, so I can like shout them out. I'm gonna probably, in fact, no, I can do that right now. I'm gonna put all the business cards on and then tag everybody. So it'll be this. Yeah, it'd be cool. Oh, yeah, they gave me 2 of these. 2. web swinging in this game does feel the best out of any Spider-Man game for sure. Like, it just feels great. Alright, let me do a thermal check. Make sure looks good. That is blowing really hot air, which it is. That means the heat is transferring from the heat sink and the fan is pushing it off. So if you feel hot air, that's a good thing. Nice. Well, shoot. Agreed? Yeah, it was good. Yeah, player one, I'm all down. You already know, man. I love a challenge. But with all that being said, guys, it was a good stream. Next stream tomorrow is my goal. Stream tomorrow, playing Donkey Kong. I'm probably not gonna play for too long tomorrow. But I definitely want to like start playing games on stream a little bit more in between the repair days. So that should be fun. Yeah, and check out community Discord. You know, I gotta shout everything out, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But check out the community Discord. Check out the website, which has the link to the community Discord. And yeah, check out all the socials if you haven't already. But I appreciate you guys for being here. And until next time, peace.